like, I don't know, apparently like hiding under a rock someplace far away in another country. Myself and my ex-husband. Again, this is all proven with receipts, so if whatever, somebody doesn't like what I'm saying, we could talk about it, we can come.
It seems like Russell Simmons' shady past sent so many shockwaves through the industry that the guy had allegedly left the country to escape the wrath of justice. Despite being entrepreneur, writer, and record executive for almost 4 decades, Russell has been recently in spotlight for all the wrong reasons, and his ex-wife Kimora Lee spilled the details on the hot boiling mess that Russell had turned life into. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. So, the drama between Kimora Lee and her ex-husband Russell Simmons couldn't have been hotter, and Kimora tired of her ex's false accusations and lies. So, she went on to spill more beans on his true colors, accusing the infamous entrepreneur of bullying her and their children.
The fact that you would come at this point and try to attack my kids or my family is crazy.
Kimora and Russell's daughter, Aoki Simmons, a recent Harvard graduate, shared her own experiences with her dad. She posted a video featuring her conversation with Russell via FaceTime where he seems to be angrily yelling at her for something, and guys, although the recording is muted, you can kind of notice how crazy this man is. And guys, don't get me wrong, but if this is the way Russell communicates with his daughters, I wonder what else he is capable of. Apparently, Kimora was scared of Russell's offensive and aggressive behavior, and she decided to bring him down in a series of Instagram stories and later appeared live on Instagram sharing the harsh truth of co-parenting with this guy, saying things like, "I'm so sorry to have to do this, but this man has been threatening my kids' lives. I'm hearing so much more now. We won't be bullied, threatened, or afraid." It seems like Kimora is fed up with tolerating Russell's atrocities, and she wants the world to finally find out what a person he truly is and what kind of cringeworthy things he had done in the past. Apparently, this guy is just a walking red flag and he thinks he can get away with everything. Well, let me start with the fact that Kimora was only a sophomore in high school, so basically 15 or 16, when 35-year-old Russell started to send her flowers and asking her out.
So I had these kids very early.
Apparently, it was a habitual ritual for Russell, as Kimora was not the only young girl who got attention and flowers from this man. However, even after discussing these things with her friends and fellow models, Kimora didn't see anything creepy in these gestures because, age is just a number and the age of consent was made for fools and not for Russell Simmons. So she decided to give Russell a shot, which she may regret now, considering how he had been treating her and their daughters. On her Instagram, Kimora continued, the same abusive-ish. "This is how you maneuver with the women all around you. Your threats and lies and intimidation maneuvers and tactics are sad. Stop it, please." But at that time, no one was seeing anything creepy seeing a man in his 30s chasing a teenager. It was later revealed that Kimora's agent and even her mom approved this union, and although there are official proof that Kimora and Russell began dating before she turned 18, well, I guess the ex-model pretty much said it all in her interview about the industry's dark side.
Make you better, this will make you prettier, this will make you feel good, and when you're stressed out, drink this will make you feel, oh God, you have to really watch out for that.
So no one thought it was not okay when a grown-up man was getting involved with a teenager. But it feels like this is Hollywood for us guys, and even though at some point Kimora tried to create the distance between them and probably making him switch his attention to another girl, Russell seemed to be persuasive, and on December 20, 1998, Kimora and Russell tied the knot in a civil ceremony in Manhattan. And it felt like things were going great for the couple. And even Kimora's fellow models who had been warning her not to get involved with this man were positively shocked by his changes. However, as Kimora confessed during her Instagram Live, she stood by the wrong man for years.
And I have literally stood by these people and this man all my life.
As she explained, this family man behavior was nothing more but pretense. And in fact, Russell has never been a loving husband and a caring papa, as he may seem on social media. And of course, she and her daughters tried to sustain this image of a loving daddy for the sake of Russell's reputation in the show business. When such things happen constantly, it is impossible to pretend that everything is okay. As Aoki commented that crazy recording of her dad yelling at her, "This is not someone who will accept help. This is just one screen recording. Sorry, I don't always remember to press record when he calls my friends, my boyfriend, anyone to get a chance to threaten and curse and go crazy." Well, no wonder their marriage didn't work out, because if this guy treats his children like dirt after being separated from their mom, I wonder what else he was doing during the times they all have been a family and living under the same roof. And guys, I just can't help but admire the patience and the level of love of Russell's daughters, because even with his crappy treatment, they keep finding explanations and excuses for his behavior. Aoki even suggested the possibility that her 65-year-old father is suffering from a mental or neurological illness. Writing on her Instagram, some of us do think he's mentally ill or experiencing something like dementia. He really acts like he hates and does not know his children frequently. However, sick or not, Kimora Lee is done tolerating his malicious treatment, and she openly confronted him for his dirty schemes and ill nature, saying that this man has been plaguing the lives of the entire family for quite a while.
A stressful past, just a couple of years dealing with this.
Many fans believe that Kimora is being brave coming after him and exposing his true nature. There have been so many shade and dirt in the industry, and if at least one person may go down for what he had done in the past, maybe other victims of Russell's inappropriate behavior would come forward. As one person commented, "I know he's a monster. I'm glad it's now coming to light. His mask is slipping. Couldn't hide forever." And another user added, "I'll never forget him taking advantage of people with that rush card without a care in the world. Now he's lost his ill-gotten gains due to a scam. Poetic justice." And while Kimora just wanted a peaceful life with her kids and never demanded anything for Russell apart from his decent behavior, it seems like this man loves to add more fuel to the fire with his actions. The whole family drama began with him posting a cryptic message on his Instagram stories on Father's Day, where he basically accused Kimora of all his current problems with kids. The story read, "Stop telling fathers they should have fought harder to see their children start asking mothers why he had to fight at all." However, instead of instant support from his daughters, they took their mother's side and slammed Russell in return, with Aoki sharing a candid message for her daddy, saying that his treatment basically ruined her mental well-being, and every time after speaking to him, she was experiencing panic attacks. Her message read, "But he's been awful to me for years, and that's just the truth. Dad, I stopped talking to you because you were giving me panic attacks to the point I was placed on emergency medication every time we spoke. I cannot have a relationship with you until that stops. No one stops me. From talking to you, my health does. I have to put that first." As Kimora believes, for some strange reason, this man is distorting all the facts in order to fill the audience's minds with a false narrative, and he thinks that he is the one being mistreated here, and this is just his way of getting attention and sympathy.
So you'll notice that all of this down talking and all of this stuff started to take a turn around these past couple of years.
In response to his daughter's statements and Kimora exposing video, Russell quickly backed up with his allegations and told his followers in a post that God had been testing him lately, adding deeply sorry for being frustrated and yelling, "Conditions, condition." However, Kimora and Russell's family drama is just the peak of this gigantic iceberg of atrocities. And while the ex-model accused her former spouse of verbal mistreatment, it seems like there are other shady things that made Russell flee the country. Since 2017, Simmons has faced accusations of assault and misconduct from over 20 women. He has vehemently denied any wrongdoing, going so far as to launch and subsequently pause his own Not Me campaign in response to Me Too movement. But with many victims coming after you, it may be difficult to prove your innocence.
To look at.
Russell Simmons has first of all, he's denied all of the allegations vigorously.
Yeah.
And we already know from his story with Kimora that this man has a freaky taste for young girls. The latest victim of Russell's inappropriate behavior, Natasha Williams Blosh, was an 18-year-old freshman at UCLA. At UCLA, she experienced what it's like to meet the famous producer Russell Simmons. She said she was working on her first film project, and Simmons invited her to his Beverly Hills mansion to show her the film's trailer, but things quickly went wrong.
Then he pushes my head down to his pelvis area.
Later, more women have accused Simmons of the same inappropriate behavior when he was forcing them to be intimate with them, and it leaves me wonder how many of them have never spoken at all. Despite being adamant to prove that he was beyond any doubt innocent of all charges, somehow, with new exposure coming his way, he found nothing better than to flee the country to sit out the storm somewhere on tropical islands again, like he did in the past. In addition, it was revealed how Russell attempted to prevent the release of an exposing documentary called On the Record, which delves into the allegations of misconduct surrounding Simmons, and he even pressured executive producer Oprah Winfrey to cancel it.
Decision because I knew that Russell Simmons had started publicly pressuring me.
It seems like this man got tangled in a cobweb of lies and manipulations, and there's no one who wants to be on his side, even his daughters. Despite trying to be the most loving and supportive kids, they now see the shocking truth and what a man their father is. And thanks to Kimora's details, the whole world is now aware that Russell is just one big definition of a warning sign and a red flag, and even his own flesh and blood wants to. Avoid this man.
Why are these women, young women, not supportive or not really trying to hear that?
Russell's aggressive behavior has never seemed to stop, and throughout the years, he was able to get away with everything by simply distorting facts, or even worse, acting like he is a victim of false accusations and mistreatment. Kimora is done putting up with the years of emotional gaslighting and ongoing harassment, and she puts her well-being and mental health of their grown-up kids higher than Russell's image and reputation. That's why she wants him to be exposed for everything.
Or what have they gone through? What have they seen that they,
As Kimora says, Russell has reached the bottom of his atrocious behavior, and it's time to openly talk about his wrongdoing and shed the light on the inappropriate things he had been getting away with. Many fans are siding with Kimora and her family because there have been enough signs that this man is not okay and should be isolated for the sake of his daughters. As one person commented, "I saw the documentary from his former employees and I've been thoroughly disgusted since then. He fooled his family as long as he could. His true colors are showing. He can't hold it together anymore." And another user added, "He ran to Bali since they don't usually extradite people to the US. That should tell you all you need to know about him and the allegation." It actually seems like this man should be isolated from people, but not on a fancy island surrounded by other women, but face charges or maybe being sent to certain institutions to get enough medical help. And what do you reckon? Do you agree with Kimora that Russell is a walking red flag? And will more backlash follow after this drama? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to know what you're thinking. And in the meantime, check my other videos about the exposure of high-profile celebrities. It's only a matter of time before some of them will go down for their crimes. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and I promise to be back very soon.